Hey, welcome. You are on the Heart of Success show, and I'm Larisa Vakulina. I am your host, and I go live every Wednesday at 2 p.m. South Australian time zone. And I'm so glad you are here with me. So today, I'm going to share an interesting topic, but I would like to just highlight this show is for people that are successful at work and business, but they struggle to create success in any other areas of their life. So here I'm sharing knowledge, experience, methods, tools, and just sharing my personal, intimate, and family or business experiences to help you too to create success in all areas of your life. First of all, I would like to acknowledge Ghana people and Ranangeri people that are here have been ancestors of this beautiful land of Australia. And I would like today to share a very interesting topic of value, how much we all talk about values. Hello, I'm Jay. I'm so glad you're here with me today. So we talk a lot about values, and fundamentally we have about two value systems that the whole humans are governed by. It is a being value and an appearance value. So what I'm observing right now that we're shifting towards developing the being value, but it is still in a very infant state because many people are still operating from the appearance value. And many leaders are now striving to really get into the core of this value concept. So the being value is now I'm observing a lot in the new conscious evolved operational way. So today I'm just going to elaborate a little bit more about what is appearance value. So there is also a degrees and variations in all of this, because in some areas of our lives we function and operate from the value of being, from that connection to higher self. But on another areas we are still bound to the importance of appearance. So when we how can we distinguish? How can we become aware of what really operations we are using mostly? So there's a few ways of start to ask yourself a questions about: am I creating an impression? Am I craving for approval? Am I selling out the truth to impress others? So this is the really fundamental questions that we need to ask ourselves and try to find these areas of ourselves or areas of our life that we still really strongly attached to this value system that we think will bring us success. So so we also secretly we concern about that question, like within our unconscious level probably, or maybe even conscious level, we often think like what I will be thought of by others. So we are always have this fear of negative reaction of others, and we feel in a lot of time when we don't have awareness of if we operate from that appearance value system, we feel that if we admired, or if we agreed with, if we are accepted, and if we kind of recognized, we really fragmentally and momentarily feel that this appearance system works for us, and we feel momentarily really happy about it. But once people are start to not accepting us, or they start to really not ignoring us, or if they start to even reverse that into rejecting, judging, criticizing, well, that's where if we live from that appearance system, our foundation and all our beingness start to crumble. So we start to really suffer from that judgmental attitude of others, and we really have that pain of not being accepted, and the pain of not being recognized and admired. Hello, Vicky. I'm so glad you're here with me. I just talked today about the two fundamental value systems that I'm expanding on and trying to really get you with me into this understanding of how we can start to move from that appearance value system that many people are operating from into that new evolved conscious choice and conscious functioning, that now we have golden chance to start to really change and move and transition from that appearance values into that values of being, of really deeply connecting to our higher self and creating from that authentic beingness of who we are. So when we dwell on these questions like what I will be thought of by others, we really create a tremendous amount of anxiety within ourselves, because this is very shaky foundation that we base our values. So we constantly seeking, and we constantly wanting the approval of others. So another way to recognize that we are, or part of us operating from that appearance value, is that we really confused. We really don't know what we need, what we want. So we kind of, we constantly ask ourselves a question about, am I right or somebody else right? Am I right in this area of my life, or somebody else is right? Like, others are right, to what extent they're right, and to what extent I'm not right. So we kind of constantly have this fog in our head to like the clarity of our of what we do in our life. So when we actually start to move into the being value, this is the process of connecting, maybe at least to some areas or places within ourselves. It's a process as we go and we grow. It's a process, and it is an organic development. So once we start to make decision that I would like to be aware of what areas in my life I'm still bound to the importance of appearance, well, then of course we then can start to analyze that inner space and start to transition or move and change from the appearance value to the value of being. Yes, I would like to just get into these comments here, and MJ saying examining your values let you clearly understand what matters most to you. Yes. What I found that a lot of people or leaders, they really have this this really great system of running away from the self-analysis. They kind of cover up and gloss over all of these inner signs or the discomfort, and they keep having this appearance values that seems work when everyone is agreeing with you or when everyone is admiring you. But once there is some sort of disagreement or criticism, your being, your system start to crumble. You start to feel this pain and suffering, and the judgments are so feels like so unfair, and you really suffer from that. When you operate from the place of being, you create a deep security. You're not crumbling, you're not falling from the judgments of others. Yes, I just want to say, Vicky, yes, higher self creating I am in. Yes, that's just exactly when we are, when we do our best, that's what we create the security. We when we operate in the spirit of being, then we are we sit in the center of our beingness, and we feel secure. Doesn't matter if we make mistakes or we are not perfect, we straight away can feel the relief from that anxiety that is holding us very tight when we actually want to impress others or have the approval of others. So Vicky is saying, yes, appearance value is ego value, and moving to heart value leads to higher service. That's exactly what we're talking about here, because we cannot really give others commitment or the greatest true value that we're capable of when we actually have the wall or have the places within ourselves that operate and function from the appearance value. So how do we recognize when we actually operate from the being value? Well, basically, it is in peace, and it is in security, and we know that we're not affected by other people truths or demands or their levels of their own truths that may be distorted. Or we also know that when we are in a being value or operate from the being value, we don't experience defense. So there's no defenses needed, because we operate from that very deep, true place within ourselves. So, so that's what really is important, that I'm just repeating again, that if we look at ourselves and reflect on that deeper levels of ourselves, and if we still, sorry, I just need to have a, so if we still have these places in ourselves that we feel that I really would like to impress, or I really look for the admiration of that particular person or that company, or we know that this is the sign that we operating from that appearance level. I just would like to share with you my own personal experience of that. Being born and grow in the Soviet Union and Russia, so there was a big sense of this suppression of creativity, and also a lot of deficit. So when I immigrated to Australia, I felt sense of freedom and sense of making my own decisions. And when I became successful in my business, I was financially independent. for me to be, I felt that I was falling into that trap of the appearance value, because I wanted to dress up myself in a very expensive clothing, and also all the symbols of this success. But now I know that that transition from the appearance value is happened during the last maybe 15 or 10 years. It's like, I'm not saying that I don't like luxury or beautiful things. I love them, and I still purchase nice things. But deep inside, I feel that these things for me now not to impress. These things for me now is to surround myself and my guests or my family with the harmony and beauty of what really possible for humanity to create. So I also would like to share that there's a 3 ways of starting to transform appearance value to the values of being. Well, number 1 is a willingness and making decision to have the honest search of the areas of your life where you feel or know that you operate from the appearance value. So I just go into these comments because I would like to really, know what your thoughts are. And MJ saying it is important to know your why. So why you are not bothered to want to impress others. Exactly. Well, this is one of my points to actually to have the transition from appearance value to the true value is really know what you want. Because when you don't know what you want, and you cannot know what you want if you are attached to the appearance value, because you constantly worrying and bothering about what other people think, what really they thinking about me or talking about me, and what they feel about me. So you cannot really know your true why and what you want, because you have this foggy state in your mind. So Vicky is saying, yes, I remember going through that too. Absolutely. I mean, it's like, it doesn't matter how much I spend and how many bags or whatever I buy. It's like, it's a fragmental little hype. And then you have that emptiness. You have this, even sometimes like almost like a shame and guilt, and there's a self-judgment going on. And it's like, I always was wondering about that state, because it seems like, I have the freedom, I have success, I can buy things, but why it is really not giving me on a deeper level that sense of peace, that happiness, that sense of being joyful about it. So this is really a very important for us to start to understand these little differences and shifts within our own system. So the 3 points is the honest search of areas that you feel that you're still operating from appearance value. Then you really need to accept the so-called growth producing struggle, because no matter what we do, no matter how much we try to really make all our life and processes and things comfortable, if we grow, we're gonna to have struggle. But the growth producing struggle is very different struggle from the struggle of collapsing and crumbling from the judgments of others. So this is really is, oh, hello, Few. Nice to see you here. We talk about value systems, and I'm glad you jump on here, and we just continue to talk about it. And so the three things that I was talking about is like honest decision to really analyze and search for the areas of your appearance value, then accept growth producing struggle, and then know what you want. So I was just thinking about how else I can highlight the importance of striving for changing the appearance values towards the being values, or your true values, is so important. It is so important in all areas of your life, not only in business and professional life, but in your relationships, in your families, in your creativity. So I just want to share with you today a very intimate situation where I feel like I was moving very strongly from the appearance value into the value of my true self. Thank you. Yes, absolutely, Larisa. Thank you so much. You know, I just was studying at Barbara Brennan School of Healing. I think it was my first year, and I know how we as a parents, like in my country or in my family culture, and I know in many families' cultures, we been taught and we've been displayed how parents are always want to be models for children, and most of the time we've been thinking to ourselves and believing that we need to model and display to our children the strengths and the best of ourselves. We just needed to not show our weaknesses to children, not cry in front of them, or at least in my family I was brought up in the sense that I really need to model for my children to be as strong as I can, so that they can take this model and go into their life and be strong as well. So and that's what I was doing. I mean, I was never ever been showing my weaknesses or showing and displaying to my two boys. Sometimes that I was struggling, sometimes that I was in a very not a good place, but I didn't share that with them because I thought that will bring weaknesses in them. And when I was at Barbara Brennan School of Healing, I was doing my assignment, and assignments there are so deep. And I remember I was crying, going through my own personal process. And my desk was back then the other way around. So I was facing the window, and I could see the driveway and the entrance gate, and I could see car like my son driving in. And my first impulse was like, oh my God, I'm crying, like I have to go upstairs and dry my tears and just appear before him. As always, I'm all organized and very strong mother. So that at this time I was just having this inner voice saying, like, be where you at, just be where you at. And I was still very deeply involved in my inner personal process, and I couldn't really keep my tears. And my son came in, and he was absolutely shocked to find me in that state. I was crying. He was like, who just did that for you? Why are you crying? How can I help you? What can I do? And I was just saying to him, son, I really would like you to switch off your phone. Can you just give me 15 minutes of your time? So he did that, and we just sit together in the couch, and we hugged, and we hugged, and we cried, and we cried together. And in that moment, the wall of this disconnection, the wall of this not deeper connection to my son almost all my life. I mean, oh my God, like he's 30 years old, and I'm only now could feel that we are finally could be together. So we cried and cried and cried in the shoulder of each other without even saying anything, because there was nothing to fix. There was nothing to do about this situation. And then we kind of, we hugged and hugged, and then we had a coffee, and finally I let him go, and, I kept my process. And then that night I received message from him saying that, Mom, thank you so much for showing up to me like that. Now I know that I too can sometimes cry, that I can too be in such a space where I can be just true to myself. So was such a great healing happened between him and me. And this is forever. This connection, this deep alignment and connectedness together, and being humans instead of being in appearance of the strong parent. I know this topic could be in a different show about relationship, but today I really wanted to show you and share with you this, to really highlight how we can choose what value system we operate from every minute and second of our lives, with anyone around us, with ourselves. So I really would like to thank you for being here with me, and I would like to go over your comments here. So Vicky says, me too, every true entrepreneur must make this track. Yes. So MJ is saying, we must be proficient at slicing all the necessary noises and those biased voices in our head. Absolutely. So we, most of the time, many times, we just overcoming and glossing over all our inner little feelings and all these emotional signs that right now I'm at that point, and that's where I am, but I am just don't want to share it. I share something different that is the appearance, right? So yes, amazing healing happened from that moment on, and we are so close with my younger son. I'm really looking forward how I can do the same with my older one, because there's a different dynamics going on, and we're really close, but not on that deeper level yet. And there's many different members of my family that I went through with each of them through different healing moments, I would say, because we all have that different dynamics going on between us. So yes, MJ, never too late to display your vulnerability. We are human after all, right? Absolutely. And this is something that I wanted to share with you, that has absolute unlimited power to create connection, unlimited power to create that concept of being one. So we cannot really operate from that appearance level. Doesn't matter how strong we hide it or gloss it over, and doesn't matter how strong we have the goal or effort of that appearance value. It is always gonna be creating insincerity. So that's really all that I want to share with you today. I'm so moved by that story. It opened my heart. Thank you so much, Vicky. I know this is a very powerful story, and there's just so many parents struggling with connecting with their children. And I think this is really is our collective erroneous belief about how we actually are with our children. If I knew that earlier, oh my God, I would be so much more truthful to my children. But again, I'm not complaining. It's like everything was for the learning, and I'm glad I took this courage to really look at myself, to really look at these areas of myself, and really one by one, I'm still doing it every day, every minute, and every second of my life. I am just feeling what is inside and what area of that distorted appearance value is coming in, or many areas or other areas that are operating from that value of being. I really thank you so much for today presence that you are here with me, and I will go live again next Wednesday at 2 p.m. at South Australian time zone, and I really wish you all the happiness and success in all areas of your life. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'll just put that outro. Bye.